You boys ain't from around here, are you? Where are you boys trying to head to?
Welcome to the late night painting channel. No, it's not, of course. It's still the late night gamer, and it's not the painting channel. At least not yet. But I painted miniatures for some time, and to me it really gives me a sense of calmness and tranquility, which is great. And I really relax when I paint. And I've been buying pots as I need them, and started with the Citadel range of paints, but that's sort of somewhat a waste of money because they're in pots and they stiffens when you don't use them for some time, and I don't paint that much, so those paints are drying up. I tried some Vallejo paints, and those are great. I have never tried army painters. Or I never tried the Army Painter range of paints. I do have some metallics from before in the Army Painter, but the Vallejo bottles are great, and the Army Painter has similar bottles. So you just screw off the top and then you take out a few drops you need. Perfect. This year they came out with this, what is called Mega Paint Set, the Army Painter, and I thought, well, instead of just buying one-off paints, if I buy this, I would probably have enough paints for the rest of my, well, let's call it painting career, not life necessarily, but. So that's what I did. I bought this mega paint set. It comes with a brush, has great values. If I buy these paints individually, the price would be far greater than what I paid for this whole set. And you can also use the primers. I don't use that. I use a cheapish primer, plastic primer, which I buy at some local hardware store, and which works fantastically well actually. So I'm very happy with that. A great primer, but you can buy color primers that matches the colors in the set. So if you buy this ultramarine blue primer, that color will match the ultramarine blue in this set or in any set from the Army Painter. So that's great. I recently started painting World War II miniatures, and the recommended painting from the Vallejo paint set, I was not too happy with those colors, and maybe some other day I will show you why and the differences, but you may have seen this set already in other channels that are more specialized in wargame painting. But I can open it up and show you what's inside. I just got it. I just took off the plastic wrappings, and I have the pick inside, but it could be interesting to see. Anyway, so it's not the first opening for me, but still. It's this thing here, which is a little, I shouldn't say annoying, but I mean, I bought this huge set, and they're just telling me with this ad that, well, you should really have bought the complete wargaming paint sets, and you could have all of these. This is no, they're not really, but I get a little bit like, what? There's so much more? Incredible. And Army Painter has this technique that they promote. You know, they say spray, then paint, and then dip in the quick shade, which is a mix of washes and varnish. Yeah, I don't do that, but I don't do it like that, but still, that's what they promote. They have a leaflet in here, which also is a product promotion for the quick shades I just talked about, and spray primers, and what other types of war paints they have, brushes, sets, grasses, turfs, barbed wire, you name it, and dice. So they have a lot of stuff, Army Painter. They have a guide how to cut stuff out from plastic sprues, how to file down the yeah, file down the plastics or resins, what kind of glue, green stuff, whole army painter, how to assemble miniatures, some tips, spraying with color primers, how to do that, which is quite nice. I haven't really read this, so I don't know if I do it like this or if there are some valued tips here, but then it goes on to base coating. After base coating, we'll go, I don't know what to do. Okay, should go highlighting, but maybe they're not. They look at some color palettes, put your palettes together, highlight chart. This is very useful though. If I have those colors in the set, I'm not sure, but you see, no, I don't have all of these. They have dragon red, for instance. Then they wash this with this red tone, which is a wash, and then you can highlight with pure red and lava orange. Then same for the blues and yellows. I know these washes here are something new that they just came out with. It's not in my set, but it's in the complete set, or you can buy it individually, of course. Yeah, great. Interesting read. Very nice if you have an interest in painting. Then you get a brush. It's a regiment brush. And then the good stuff, of course, the paints. They come in trays with 10 paints in each tray. There's an empty one here, which is nice for me. I can put in my my paints that I have from before. I can stuff it in here, and yeah, it comes like this. Right, this is just an example. I'm not sure how it's sorted. It's not by color. So this symbol here, this 100% match symbol, means that there is a spray primer that have this color, army green spray primer. Orc blood spray primer does not exist because it doesn't have that symbol. Maybe I will sort the paints a little bit different. So with the red top on, that's washes, white top is paint, and black top is metallics, like this one here, which is shining silver. I have this from before, actually. So one of the paint sets I have from before is this German infantry paint set, which I bought to paint exactly German infantry. I also bought one for the US infantry. It's a simple set in that sense. It's only 6 colors, which is enough, I think, for infantry. 28mm style or scale. And they are very nice, these paints. These are Vallejo Paints. They are called like German camouflage beige, and not these fancy fantasy inspired names that Army Painter have. So my problem is that I have this German field gray, which is supposed to go, which is supposed to go on German uniforms. I think it's too green and not gray enough. Somebody made a mistake. The set comes with 5 different trays of 10 paints, and I have, as you can see, got the same tray twice, so I'm actually lacking 10 paints. Oh, actually there's a major mix-up. I have 2 trays of shining silver of this tray as well, so I'm actually lacking 20 paints. Okay, so there's something in the packaging there was wrong, so I will of course write them an email and see what happens. Right, so here we are a few days later. Actually, it's a couple of weeks later because I've been a little slow in updating this video. I was in contact with Army Painter, some very nice people at the customer service, and they promptly sent me the paints that was missing. Of course, there was no problems whatsoever. Actually, quite quick, which is impressive considering that I am in another country. Right, so and they even, threw in a free gift, so I got these turfs, which actually is totally unnecessary because they did not say that I had to send back the paints that I had doubles. So I actually have a bag now of paints that are doubled. So you can see I have a lot of paints now. So it would be perfectly reasonable for them to say that, oh, please send us back the paints that you got doubles. But they did not, so thank you very much to Army Painter customer service. But okay, anyway, that was not what I was here to talk about. I want to give you an update on the Army Painter set. So I have sorted them a little bit differently. These, for instance, is the blue range. It goes from deep blue, crystal blue, electric blue, and I ordered them. I sort of arranged them like this in semi-increasing intensity or lightness and darkness of the color. It's not entirely correct because this is a little purple and I have problems placing it. So one thing I did, which is very useful, was that I took each and every one of the paints in the set and also the other paints that I have and made this color chart. I painted them on white paper, sort of dragged them out a little bit so that I can really understand what kind of color it is before I open the bottle and spill out the paint. That makes it easier for me to find the correct shade and the correct color. So these are the blues and reds, and I did this for all the colors. Yeah, and that helped me arrange these trays. And I have purples on this side. These are the grays and the browns, corresponding to the gray line here. Red, yellow, and some whites. And also I have two trays in here with metals and green. And there was an extra spare tray, which I put on my Panzer Ace colors. And that's what I want to show you today, the whole content and a little bit more from the Mega Paint set from Army Painter. So thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.